Hello, everyone. It's Ellie here, and I have a very special announcement for you all. I'm just going to get straight into it because obviously it's been a while since I've been here on YouTube. 11 years ago, I started Life on Pointe because I thought I knew where my life was going. And as you get older and wiser, I was wrong. And so today, on this day of my 26th birthday, I am ending Life on Pointe after 11 incredible years. Now, this is not the end. Don't panic. If you are part of my dance community, don't worry, I will still be teaching. Things are just going to look a little bit different this year. And where we are headed is the beginning of something that I've spent years becoming. Missions change, but purpose doesn't. And what I've learned in this season is that what's waiting on the other side of letting go of dreams that you thought were right or often thought was best are actually the dreams that you never knew you had, and they end up being better than you imagined. And so with that, welcome to Ballet with Mrs. B. It's a play on words because my last name is Bradshaw. It's a picture of who I am now. And a lot of people, a lot of my students know me as Miss Ellie, but now I'm Mrs. B. And so that is what I am taking on here. When I started Life on Pointe in 2015, it was really to showcase the behind the scenes of what it was like to become a professional dancer from a pre-professional career. And it was very unique. I was the only person doing it at the time. I think I was one of the only channels as well that was even on YouTube, sharing the experience of ballet, sharing the behind the scenes of ballet. And it was really exciting. And I fulfilled that sort of mission. And at the time, it was a dream when I started it at 15 years old. Now I'm 26 by the time you're watching this. And in my career, you guys have seen the ups and downs if you guys have been here from the beginning, and you can still go watch them. I will leave it up on this channel and you can view the playlists that we have going on. But yeah, when I finished my Nutcracker season in 2019, obviously COVID had hit right after and it changed everything. I had a very specific plan of what I was going to do, and then COVID hit. And so that changed everything for me. I had a really big decline in my physical health and my mental health at the time that I really needed to take care of. I have shared on this channel before as well about battling an eating disorder, which I can very happily say that I have overcome that. My health is in a much better place than it was even literally 2 years ago. And I was freelancing, and during COVID is actually when I got into teaching. And that's where I learned that I really loved it. I learned that I had a real knack for it and that I wanted to explore it more. And I pursued my degree in dance education, which I now hold, a Bachelor of Arts honors with the University of Bath and the Royal Academy of Dance. I was just come out of a job that I had known for a few years. I was with that job for a few years teaching, and we just went separate ways in different directions. And so I was really trying to figure out what it is that I wanted. And so I decided to return back to the dream of pursuing a professional career. And it was really hard at the time. I was auditioning, I think I did 40 auditions in 3 months, and it was so much work. I was auditioning every weekend from New Year's Day to April of 2024, and there was a lot. I had a lot of rejection, I had a few callbacks, and I also had a few contracts that were laid out in front of me, and it was the fork in the road for me. And it didn't feel right to take those. I had the opportunity to fulfill this dream that I've been going after all these years in a post-COVID era, and I couldn't do it. And so I actually rejected the offers that I had on the table. And right after that, I ended up meeting my husband. I don't regret it at all. We would not be married now and kind of gone through all of that if I did not reject those company contracts, because it would have taken me to either back to Los Angeles or even across the country. And yeah, and so then it just felt like the door was closed. And so I decided that after I finished my freelancing that year, I was going to retire from performing. And I decided to open a studio. 2024 was a very difficult year personally. There was a lot of crisis in my personal life. And the beauty that came out of that was my relationship with my husband in a beautiful marriage. But it was very hard. And so I started a studio, my dance studio, Life On Pointe Studios, in the middle of all of that. And while it was wonderful, I was so happy to do it. I was also going through a lot at the time, and so I built it on the back of what I've built here, this online Life On Pointe community. And it was a real sudden shift from my performance career to owning a dance studio. And I didn't know, I have a very specific dream of what I want all of this to look like in the future. However, we're just not there yet. And I am eliminating all of the pressure off of myself for the first time in my life. And you could just say that I'm letting go and letting God, whether you believe in God or not. I do personally, and I don't bring it into my work typically, but that's what's been kind of happening. I've been letting go of a lot of things, and even though it felt like I lost everything over the last 2 years, I really have come to realize that I've been given a unique opportunity to begin again. And so in that process, my physical health has been much, much better and gotten restored. I have obviously found my husband and gotten married in 2025. I've retired from performing, which I don't regret. I'm actually very happy not performing. I do need to get into some sort of physical activity so that my body can stay healthy and stay feeling good. However, I really love that I get to pour into the next generation of dancers. I have loved seeing my dancers just grow and just go so much further than I ever did. I have one student, Aaliyah, that you guys have seen around here. She is pursuing her own career in teaching and her own professional career in dance, which I am so happy for her and so happy to see her thriving in that. And I have a couple of students currently who are with me pursuing their own professional careers as well that are really going gung-ho after it. And it's just a privilege to be part of their journey. And with that, Ballet with Mrs. B is what we're stepping into. It's a representation of who I have become, what I've become, and encompassed all of the last 20 years of my dance experience, my 5 years of freelance experience, and now my almost decade of teaching experience, and compiling that all together and giving back into a community that I love so much. And so our mission for Ballet with Mrs. B is for people to find joy, healing, and beauty through dance by fostering wellness, by fostering self-love, and by encouraging people to create art. At the end of the day, whether you're recreational or you want to be a professional, at the end of the day, dance is an art form. And I think we focus so much on leaning one way, which is so recreational that you don't have an appreciation for it, or so professional where you're going after this thing, and if you're not a professional, you're just recreational. And I do think that there is a middle ground where we all create art, and dance is a unique art form where you get to create art with your body, and you get to reconnect with your body in a really beautiful and almost supernatural kind of a way. And you don't have to be a professional to do that, and vice versa. You don't have to be recreational to do that. And there's different types of art that fit together within the scope of dance as a whole. So I'm really excited about helping people connect with that, connect with their art that comes out of their physical being. Everything is for the purpose of loving who you are and becoming all you're created to be. That is really the purpose in life. And this is one of the avenues and mediums that I get to use to further that mission. So I want to share with you a little bit about the different pathways that we are going to be having this next season, not just in person, but also online. I need my sticky notes here, guys, because I have been off the camera for so long that it feels a little bit like public speaking right now. The pathways we have this coming year for 2026, 2027 is going to be very different than what it has been at Life On Pointe Studios. Everything is going under the umbrella of Ballet with Mrs. B. And so we are going to be offering in-person and online workshops, events, different things like that. I'm really excited about it. One of which is Ballet Basics, which right now you can pre-order for a very low price. This is a limited time deal and the offer ends July 31st. So if you are interested in jumping on the bandwagon and just learning ballet for the first time, sign up for Ballet Basics. We're in pre-order. It will launch on August 1st. And I'm very excited for everyone that's already signed up. Thank you so much. We're going to be having more of these workshops in person, and the course is going to go in conjunction with it. If you buy the course, it's totally fine. You can still come to one of our Ballet Basics workshops because it's a little bit different. The course is set at your own pace, and there is an online learning element where you are self-studied. However, the workshops are in person with community. So I think that's going to be really great. We're going to have this open for kids. We're going to have this open for teens. We're also going to have this open for adults, and they will be separated by age for the workshops. Ballet Basics is something that everyone can connect over and is open to everyone. And that's really our pathway for the belief that dance is for everyone. I do genuinely believe that. However, I believe that there's different ways and pathways for that to happen. So Ballet Basics is our pathway for absolute beginners to get started, whether you are young or you're an adult. Even if you're an older adult, we have things for you. We're going to be having some really fun workshops and monthly classes, which we will still have. Each month is going to have a very specific theme and focus, and this is going to be based on learning and becoming with dance. And so this really pertains into the wellness aspect of things, as opposed to just coming in and taking class. It's very different from that. And you're going to still take class, you're going to still be moving. It's going to be all the things that you love about ballet, but even more. We will still be meeting at the studios that we've been at, which you can request the address for the studio if you're going to be coming in when you register. And we are also going to have a pre-pro arm, and we are developing this out as a beta test of what works and what doesn't, because I do know that there are a lot of people that want to be in performances and they do want to have professional careers. It's called the Performance Program, and it is for dancers who specifically want to train for the purpose of performances, professional career pathways, as far as being a dancer within those pathways, and help with career development is what the 2026 and 2027 season is going to look like. We will do our annual end of the year show. It's just going to be more of a celebration of the achievement as opposed to putting on these productions for an audience. It is part of that, but it's also about celebrating the dancers and what they've achieved over the course of the year. So this season, you can join us online or in person through our Ballet with Mrs. B community. And this community is for teachers, it is for dancers, and it is for parents, and there's year-round learning. So if you are someone that is a dancer who may want to teach ballet and you don't have a lot of experience, that's okay. This is the community for you. We are going to teach you everything that you need to know. We're going to have 5 specific teacher courses, and we are actually building our library of teaching resources right now. And so I will be sharing a little bit more about that in a future video. So hit subscribe so that you won't miss a thing. And so with that, everyone, I want to just say thank you for being part of my origin story with Life on Point, now Life on Point Studios. You're going to see a little bit of changes around here on the channel itself, and I will leave all of the descriptions and all of the things that I've talked about in the description box down below, and you're going to be seeing me around quite a bit more following this video. And so get ready, stay tuned for a totally new era. And thank you so much for being part of the journey. And if you're like, man, this is not for me, that's all right. Bless. Yeah, have a great life. I will see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye.